Hello everyone, whomever you are watching this video, cordially everyone you are invited by Mr Karthikeyan, mentor in NEET, come educator in NEET or biological science subject. In this video session, I have brought an unique topic for you that is represented on the board in the form of diagram. He is none other than neuron. He has one more name, nerve cell. Neuron or nerve cell is the basic structural fundamental unit of nervous system. Study of nervous system is known as neurology. Expert in neurology is known as neurologist, and the surgeon is known as neurosurgeon. Unique department. Okay. If we observe the structure of Mr. Nerve cell or neuron, this cell is the longest cell in the human body, around 100 centimeters, the length of the nerve cell. Why? In the sense, each and every nerve cell, it is connected with another nerve cell by the small, minute, microscopic junction. That functional gap is known as a synapse. So at the synapse, with the help of neurotransmitters, the special chemicals, with the help of special chemicals, example, acetylcholine, this electric impulse or the message or the memory will be transferred. That is called synapse, the minute junction. This nerve cell, based on its function, three types. Number one, sensory nerve cell. Sensory nerve cell in the sense, either internally nor externally, whatever the environment, if an electric impulse or any message is received or sensed, such type of nerves called sensory nerves or nerve cells or neurons. That mechanism is known as stimulus. If we observe sunlight, immediately we will cover with our palm or hand. So here, immediately when we look at the sun, that is a stimulus, and within fractions of seconds we are covering by our hand or palm. That is called response. So for the response, one more type of neuron or nerve cell is responsible, that is called motor neuron or nerve cell. One is sensory, on another hand motor neuron or efferent neuron, sensory neuron or afferent neuron. These motor neurons, they are responsible for the response from the organism body, voluntary response or involuntary response, whatever. Sensing the message or stimulus is the sensory neuron. Responding purpose, the neurons which are helpful, those are called motor neurons. And these sensory and motor neurons are interconnected with the help of one more special type of neuron, that is called associated neurons or interneurons. Sensory or afferent, motor or efferent, associated or interneurons. So these are the types of neurons or nerve cells. On the other hand, based on one special structure, that is called myelin sheath, this structure, based on myelin sheath, again two types. The neurons which are, they consist myelin sheath around the axon is known as myelinated neuron. Neurons whichever do not consist myelin sheath around its axon is called non-myelinated neuron. Myelinated, non-myelinated. Then on the other hand, here these input fiber-like structures, input hair-like structures are known as dendrites. These dendrites are entering into the broad-shaped structure is known as cyton. One more name, perikaryon. One more name, soma. One more name, cell body. Cyton, cell body, perikaryon or soma. Different names this structure it contains. Then inside the soma or cell body, cytoplasm is found because this is eukaryotic cell. This cytoplasm is known as neuroplasm. Nerve cell cytoplasm is known as neuroplasm. Muscle cell cytoplasm is known as sarcoplasm. As usual, this is an animal cell. The entire cell is covered or bounded, the boundary is plasma membrane or cell membrane or semi-permeable membrane. Here the plasma membrane is called neurolemma. Neuroplasm, neurolemma. In the neuroplasm, Nissel's granules are found. These presence of Nissel's granules gives the structure to the nerve cell that is called gray matter. Our cerebral cortex in the brain, cerebral cortex is gray matter, remember, due to the presence of Nissel's granules. Then prominent dense nucleus is found. It controls all activities of the cell. You knew already, nucleus is the brain of the cell, CPU of the cell, orchestra of the cell, whatever so. Then from the cell body or soma, the conical shape projection is extended. This conical shape neck-like projection is known as axon hillock. This axon hillock connect axon to the cell body. So this is called axon hillock, remember. Then from the axon hillock, long and narrow lengthy tube is arise, that is known as axon. So this axon, it has are covered by myelin sheath. Each and every myelin sheath it has a special cell called Schwann cell, which helps to form the myelin sheath. Between two myelin sheaths or between successive myelin sheaths, the gap is found. This gap is called node of Ranvier. Then axon finally leads the formation of again dendrites, fine fibers called nerve endings or nerve terminals. Endings are terminals. Then these are again individually ends with knobs, synaptic knobs or synaptic cleft or axon terminal buttons, whatever. Synaptic knobs, synaptic clefts or axon terminal buttons. There the synapses will be the functional minute microscopic gap where the message or electric impulse exchange to the another nerve cell. Here always the electric impulse it will be passed from dendrites to cyton, cyton to axon, axon to terminals, then the synaptic knobs or buttons and vice versa. This is the pathway. This is the pathway. So based on this pathway, nerve cells again three types. Number one, unipolar nerve cell. Number two, bipolar nerve cell. Number 3, multipolar nerve cell. Unipolar, bipolar, multipolar. On the board we have Mr. multipolar neuron or multipolar nerve cell. This is the structure. This is multipolar one, not unipolar, not bipolar. And main thing, generally in the human body or animal's body, especially higher organisms, any cells if they damage, that repair purpose, regeneration purpose, replacing purpose, there is a special cell division. What is that? Yeah, you are right. Mitosis. Mitosis is responsible for replacing or the curing, regenerating, growth purpose, development purpose, whatever. Any cells in the human body, if they are damaged, they will be regenerated or replaced, except Mr. Neuron. If the nerve cell or neuron is damaged once, never will be replaced or reborn or regrown, whatever. There is no replacement of nerve cell. Why? Because in the cell cycle of nerve cell, there is a special phase. Generally in all types of cell cycle, G1, S phase, G2 phase, M phase will be. G1, S, G2, M. Here an extra phase is there, that is called G0 phase. Z0 or gap 0 phase. So after the cell cycle, this nerve cell enters into Z0 phase. So furtherly, never the nerve cells will be divided or repaired or replaced. One more cell is also there, Mr. Cardium cell. Cardium nothing but heart. So cardiac muscle cells also never will be replaced once if they damaged. Lifelong permanently they will be in the inactive phase. The reason is presence of G0 phase in the cell cycle. So this is the brief information regarding Mr. Neuron or nerve cell. Different parts are there and names also. We have discussed the types also. We were discussing. Thank you. Signing off. If you have any doubts, please. All queries and doubts are invited in the comment box. Definitely I will be clarify your all doubts.